Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Very exciting day today because we have week 1 of the BHDL1 Draft League tournament. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it here. And let's see here. We're searching for an opponent. And there we go. So our opponent for week 1 is going to be Viradu, who is an individual who we know very well. We've battled him a few times here on Scarlet and Violet. He's a very strong competitive battler. So yeah, there you can see his team on the right-hand side there. He has Hippowdon. Just got to make a quick note of all this. Heatran. Thunderous. And he's also got the Urshifu, obviously. Single Strike, that is. And then we have the Weevil and the Noivern. So, honestly, there are a few things here that I was not expecting. Well, really one thing, and that is the Hippowdon. So I really was not expecting him to bring the Hippowdon. You can see my squad on the side that I decided to bring here. Those are the Arcanine, Gastrodon, Hawlucha, Goodra, Pincurchin, and Espathra, so not a lot of time to decide what I want to lead with here, but my strategy is actually going to be to go ahead and lead with the Goodra, because although I do kind of want to get hazards up against this guy, he has a lot of potential counters to my leads that can get hazards up. So that is going to be the plan going in here, and I do have a little bit of a game plan going in here, so we'll have to just see what we can do and see how that works out. I guess I also, to a degree, was not expecting the Weevil either. But yeah, we'll go ahead and see how this plays out for our first Draft League battle in quite some time here. So yeah, here we go. So there he is, and he's going to go ahead and lead with the Noivern as we led with the Goodra. So that's actually a very good matchup for us. Noivern's going to have the Frisk and reveal our Assault Vest. So that's actually good to note because the Noivern is not going to have Infiltrator, which was actually a little bit of a concern of mine. So I kind of think he's not going to want to stay in on this matchup here. So I feel like he definitely has good potential switches. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to predict him to not stay in here, and we're actually going to go ahead and go for a Surf, predicting a switch on his side. I don't feel like he stays in here, as he does indeed U-turn out. That's going to do a little bit of chip to us, not too much. It is going to give him the pivot. Now I'm expecting him to potentially want to pivot into Heatran here, predicting the Dragon move, so that's why I went for the Surf. So hopefully we can catch him with that and do some big damage to the Heatran. That's kind of my plan here. So yeah, we'll see what he wants to do here. I'm also anticipating the Noivern to be choice in some way. Also, his Terra Captains that I remember are going to be the Hippowdon and the Noivern, actually. So I am kind of anticipating the Noivern to be the Terra, although he probably brought both just to play some mind games. And yeah, he's really much taking his time with this switch here, which is interesting. We do actually have another thing to note. You might have seen it at the beginning, is we have a 60-minute battle timer here. So he's actually going to go ahead and switch into the Weevil straight away. So that's a really interesting switch. He's going to go ahead and come in with that. Pressure is going to come into play as I go for a Surf here, which is going to do quite a bit of damage with a critical hit, actually taking this thing down to a little under half. So that's great damage. So obviously we can't stay in on this matchup. We don't have the best of switches to Weevil, unfortunately, as that was actually another Mon that I had not foreseen him bringing this week. But I think our best switch is going to be the Arcanine, so we're just going to make the obvious play and switch directly into Arcanine here. But we got great damage on the Weevil, which is nice. So we definitely have to get Goodra out of there. We can't afford to make a risky prediction here. But yeah, as I said, since we are in a friendly online competition mode here, we do get a 60-minute battle timer, 30-minute game timer, or 30-minute move timer, I should say. So this battle is going to end one way or another. It will not end with any kind of timer influence at all, which is kind of the point of doing it in this mode for league battle. So he is really thinking about this one, as well as, there we go, we switch the Goodra out, and we are going to be coming in with our Arcanine here, which is one of our 2 Terra Captains. We are going to get the Intimidate to cut this thing's attack, which is great, as he is going to go for an Ice Spinner, which is actually perfect. That is going to do virtually no damage to the Arcanine, so that is incredible for us. So now we're going to have a choice to make once again here. He has so definitely quite a few potential switches to the Arcanine. So I don't really, if the Heatran is Flash Fire, that's a good switch, obviously. I feel like our safest play at this point is to probably go Close Combat. Even though he does have some flying types, I still feel like our safest play is Close Combat. I don't feel like he stays in here. He might be Choice Item, but yeah, I think we just go for the. I think we go for the Close Combat here, as indeed he does go for the switch. So what's he going to come in with here? It is going to be the Hippowdon. So that thing's coming in. He's going to get the Sandstream to create a Sandstorm here as we go for the Close Combat, and that is going to do about a 1/3 damage. So that's not terrible damage, but we are Choice Banned, so that's probably going to be a very physically defensive Hippowdon there as we take some sand damage. This thing has got leftovers on deck. So just want to note a few things in this match here. So the Hippowdon has leftovers. So yeah, we definitely don't want to stay in on this matchup seeing that damage. The Goodra, or I'm sorry, the Gastrodon switch is pretty obvious, but I don't know that he... I don't think he really has a lot to hit the Gastrodon with unless he's like some crazy Terra Grass set or something, which I suppose is a possibility because anything's possible here, but we don't really have enough information to suggest that that could happen at this point. Losing Gastrodon would be absolutely devastating, but I feel like we make the Gastrodon switch anyway, just because that would be that's an insane prediction to make right there. Is somehow that there would be a Terra Grass Hippowdon, and now that I'm saying it so much, it's probably going to happen. But yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Definitely want to get the Arcanine out of there. We're not doing enough damage to the Hippowdon, as we're going to switch the Gastrodon in, and he is going to go for the Earthquake here. So that is actually going to do quite a bit of damage to us, way more than I was expecting, actually, taking us down by almost half as he gets some HP back with the leftovers. We are also going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So that was quite a lot of damage, honestly. That's easily a 3-hit KO on us, which is bad news. So the thing is here, I really do kind of want to prioritize getting the Stealth Rock up because it does a lot of work to his team. Having said that, this is kind of a tough call for us because he could easily two-shot us with our remaining HP, which is really bad. We don't want that to happen. We don't lose Gastrodon, but having said that, I feel like getting the Stealth Rock up is really important, so I feel like we just have to go for that, as he is actually going to go for the switch, so he's playing it safe here. What is he switching in? It is going to be the Urshifu, which is an interesting one. We go for the Stealth Rock, which gets the entry hazards up on him, which is really important, obviously. And then he is going to take the sand damage, and we are going to get some HP back with leftovers. So this is interesting because obviously Gastrodon has the water immunity. Now, my plan here, part of my plan, is I really want to try to keep Gastrodon healthy because Gastrodon can absolutely stop this Urshifu from clicking Surging Strikes, which is going to be a real problem if it does. Having said that, I don't have a ton that wants to switch into a close combat. I mean, I guess I do have Arcanine to intimidate him, but if he goes Surging Strikes predicting the switch, that would be pretty devastating. So this is actually going to be a difficult switch just because the Urshifu is going to be a very difficult Pokemon for us to deal with. We don't really have a lot of time to make this choice either. So I think what we're actually going to do... We're actually going to go ahead and switch into the Pincurchin here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try to implement a little bit of a strategy that I have here with Pink Urchin. So we're going to go ahead and switch Pink Urchin, and we're going to get the Electric Surge, set the Electric Terrain on the battlefield. That's exactly what we want. And he's going to go for a Swords Dance. That is absolutely horrifying. So he's going to go ahead and Swords Dance and get up to +2 physical attacks. So that's absolutely horrifying. That is terrible news for us. So yeah, that is absolutely terrible news for us. So, yeah, yikes, that did not go good. So we really have no choice at this point but to go ahead and, I mean, he's definitely got to attack us, I would assume, at this point. We could Sucker Punch just to try and get some chip damage on this thing, which might be important, although it does resist the Sucker Punch. But I think chip damage is going to be really important. I doubt he goes for another Swords Dance because he knows, obviously, we can take this thing out with an electric move. So I feel like we have to go Sucker Punch for the chip, even though it's not going to be a lot. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to Sucker Punch here. As we go Sucker Punch, it does connect for barely any damage, but at least it's something. As he goes for the close combat, that's obviously going to one-shot us, which is terrible. He is going to cut his defenses. He's also going to take some Rocky Helmet damage, which is great. But that KOs the Pink Urchin and knocks us down to 5, so that is awful for us. But the Urshifu is getting chipped, which is something. So yeah, we're going to go down to 5 there and lose Pink Urchin, which is going to put us on a timer as far as trying to get our Hawlucha to do something here. So we're in a tough spot right now. I feel like the only switch we have is our Arcanine, so we have to come in with our Arcanine here, and we have to kind of pressure him out with the prospect of an extreme speed. So we're going to get that Intimidate to cut his attack, which is great. Now, again, we have a pretty difficult choice to make because we are in a situation where we really have to be careful. So I kind of don't want to pop the Terra on our Arcanine, so I'm not going to do that. I feel like there's no way he stays in here at -1 defense, but we have to go for the extreme speed. We really have to go for the extreme speed. The only question is, do we Terra or not? And I feel like we don't want to use our Terra just yet, so we really have to click extreme speed here. So that's what we're going to do, as he is indeed going to switch. So yeah, there was no way he was going to stay in on that matchup. So he's going to switch, and he's going to be coming in with the Hippowdon once again. So he's going to take some Stealth Rock damage from that, which is nice. He's going to get the Sandstream back up as it had expired. We're going to Choice Band Extreme Speed to knock this thing down to about half, and then we are going to take some Sand damage on the Arcanine, as this thing is going to get some leftovers recovery here. So we have to go ahead, we have to be careful here. We need to check something real fast. So we have 2 turns left of the Electric Terrain. So it's kind of do or die at this point for Hawlucha, unfortunately, since we lost Pink Urchin. So I feel like at this point we have to just go ahead and make the switch into Hawlucha. So that, I think, is what we're going to do, yeah. He might go Earthquake too. So yeah, we're going to make the switch. We have to make the switch into Hawlucha now, because once the Electric Terrain goes away, we have no way to reset it, so we have to go ahead and pop this strategy now. I didn't want to pop it this early, but that's just kind of what it is. So we go ahead and switch into the Hawlucha. We're going to get the Electric Seed to give us a defense increase, which is great. He is going to go for a Slack Off here, which is going to go ahead and heal him to basically full, as we are going to take some Sand damage. Now, we are in a very interesting situation right now, because there's obviously no way he's going to go for a ground move on us, because we're flying. So we could very easily go ahead and pop our Terra, and I think that's what we might have to do here. And we have to, so, because just in case he does have coverage, we don't want to get hit. We don't want to get hit. So I really didn't want to do this right now. But I think we have to Terrasilize, just because he could have something up his sleeve, because this is one of his Terra Captains. So I think, unfortunately, it's a little earlier and it's not the way that I wanted to do it, but I think at this point we kind of have to do this. We have to kind of go in on the Hawlucha right now, so that is what we're going to do. We're going to Terra and go for the Swords Dance. So we're going to go ahead and Terrasilize our Hawlucha into a Ghost type, which is going to, of course, drastically change our weaknesses and resistances here, which is exactly what we wanted in this situation. So there it is, Terra Ghost Hawlucha, as we're going to go for the Swords Dance, which is going to go ahead and give us that +2 physical attack. We'll see what he wants to do. He stayed in. He's going to Whirlwind us out, so that is really unfortunate. He's going to go ahead and Whirlwind, so that is very unfortunate. So our setup just got blown away there. So let's see what he's going to drag us out with. It's going to be the Espathra, actually. So that thing's coming out. So yeah, that was a big bust, actually, unfortunately for us. Maybe we shouldn't have gone in on the Hawlucha so early, but we really had no choice because the electric terrain just expired. So losing Pincurchin kind of forced us to do that early. So that kind of sucks. So now we're in a weird spot now. But yeah, now we're in with Espathra, which is our other potential sweeper here. So I think what we're gonna do, I'm not 100% sure what he's gonna want to do here with this. This is kind of a tough one. I don't know if Whirlwind works on Substitute or not. I kind of don't remember if it does. I feel like it does, but I'm not sure. But I think we just... I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm definitely thrown off at this point. You know what, we're gonna... We're gonna go ahead and go back to the Gastrodon, I think. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the Gastrodon here, see what he wants to do. So we do withdraw, and we're gonna come in with the Gastrodon here. So there is that, as he is actually gonna withdraw himself, so that's interesting. And what is he going to come in with? It is going to be the Heatran. So that actually kind of worked out pretty well for us. He's coming in with the Heatran, going to take some Stealth Rock damage, which is nice. He's got leftovers as well, which is not nice. But what can you do? So we get the leftovers recovery as well, which is good. Now, I'm not 100% sure what he's going to want to do here. The Earth Power is really obvious at this point, and he does have a number of switches into the Earth Power. So the only question is, does he... How do we want to play this? How do we want to play this? How do we want to play this? We could... I feel like he doesn't stay in here. So, how do we want to play this? I think we go... I feel like he doesn't stay in here, so I feel like we go Ice Beam. I feel like that's the play. So we're going to go Ice Beam, anticipating the switch here. He does indeed switch. Okay, so we're going to get an Ice Beam on something. What's it going to be? It is going... It looks like it's going to be the Thundurus, actually. So that's perfect. So that thing's coming in. It takes no Stealth Rock damage, so it's heavy-duty boots. We are able to nail it with an Ice Beam, which takes it all the way down to about 1/4 HP, which is great damage. And then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So this thing can 100% have grass moves. 100% have grass moves, so we are 100% not staying in with Gastrodon. And I think the correct switch here is definitely going to be Goodra, so that's exactly what we're going to do here. No reason to overthink this. Goodra does wall this thing pretty well, unless it's a physical set, which it could be. But Goodra does a pretty decent job of walling this thing if it's special, which a lot of times they are. And looking at his team composition, I feel like it probably will be special. So yeah, we definitely do that. So the Thundurus is boots for sure, because he didn't take that Stealth Rock damage. So yeah, things are going intensely so far. I'd say we're a little bit behind the 8 ball, but we're holding in there. We are going to switch the Gastrodon out, of course, directly into our Goodra, as he is going to go for the Grass Knot. So we do get the prediction right. Not going to do anything. Sap Sipper immunity to grass types, obviously raising our physical attack, which isn't going to matter since we are a special attacker. But now we have a choice to make once again. So I don't think there's any possible way he stays in with this. The only question is, what does he switch in with? He knows we have Surf on deck, which means that he's probably going to be very hesitant to switch the Hippowdon and or the Heatran in. He definitely could switch the Weevil back in. He definitely doesn't stay in here, I don't think. So what we're actually going to do here is, I think we just go for the Surf again. That's probably the safest thing we can do. We could go for the Thunderbolt, trying to predict the Urshifu, but I don't really want to reveal that just yet. So we're just going to Surf here, as he does Volt Switch, kind of thought he would. Going to do virtually no damage to the Goodra, but he does pivot out, which is obviously good for him. And we're going to see what he wants to come in with here on a Surf. He does have, this could go a lot of different ways depending on what he switches in with. So what is it going to be? This is going to be a critical choice for him here. So I feel like it could be the Urshifu, that's a possibility, but it is going to be the Heatran, so that's perfect. So Heatran comes in, takes some Stealth Rock damage, we go for the Surf. How much damage is it going to do? We're max special attack. It does take this thing down a little below half, which is great damage, and then he is going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So I think there's no reason for us not to just go for another Surf here. He looks like he's within range. If he stays in, that it'll take him out. I'm not sure who's going to outspeed who. I feel like Heatran might actually outspeed here. But I feel like we just go Surf anyway. So he actually does stay in and he protects to go ahead and get another turn of leftovers recovery, which is annoying. But yeah, we go Surf, so obviously not going to do anything. So Heatran's got Protect, which is interesting. And then he is going to regain enough HP to the point that now I don't think another Surf is going to take him out. So this is going to be very interesting because obviously he has switches into Surf. So does he stay in with the Heatran is the question. I don't feel like he does, and he actually may very well think that we are choice item on the Goodra at this point because we haven't shown leftovers, we haven't shown anything else. So how do we want to play this? How do we want to play this? We know the next one is not going to. I feel like now's our chance to actually go for the Thunderbolt. That's what I'm thinking. So we're actually going to go because we know a Surf is not going to take this thing out. But you know what? I still don't want to reveal that. So we go Surf again. That's what we're going to do. I don't want to reveal that. He is going to withdraw the Heatran. What is he switching in with here is the question. It is going to be the Noivern. So he comes in with that, takes some nice Stealth Rock damage. He gets the Frisk. Oh, he does know we are Assault Vest, actually, since he frisked us. I forgot about that. So we go Surf. Does some chip damage to the Noivern. That's not bad. So now the question is, what do we do? I don't feel like... Does he stay in with the Noivern or doesn't he? That's the question. I feel like he doesn't stay in. He might pivot out. He still hasn't used his Terra. That's another factor that's going to come into play. He has a lot of switch options too, so this is going to be another tough call for us. I feel like we have to stay in with Goodra, and I feel like... What do we go for here? What do we go for here? Alright. No time to decide. We go Ice Beam. I feel like we go Ice Beam here, as he is, in fact, going to go ahead and pop his Terra. This is what I was afraid of. So he's going to go ahead and Terrasilize the Noivern here. What's he going to turn into? It is going to be the normal type, so I figured that was coming. Terra, normal Noivern. We could have predicted this, but we didn't, as he is going to go for a Draco Meteor. Probably choice specs. It knocks us all the way down to 8 HP in the red. We do survive. He takes the special attack drop. We go Ice Beam, and it's not enough to take him out because of the type change. So that's really unfortunate. And now Goodra's in a bad spot. So we know he's locked into Draco Meteor, because that was 100% choice specs damage right there. The only very bad thing about this situation is we have no switch. So we're going to lose Goodra here. There's really no two ways about that. So yeah, we're in a bad way. There's no question about it. We're going to lose Goodra. There's no question about that. We're just going to click Thunderbolt as he goes for the Draco Meteor. Unfortunately, he doesn't miss, and not even at the -2, that's going to obviously destroy the Goodra and knock us down to 4. So that is absolutely awful. So that was definitely a big bad situation for us. So now I'm feeling like we're definitely behind the 8-ball, and I only see one way to start to pull this back, and that's Espathra. So we're going to come in with Espathra, and it's pretty much now or never. We have to get a sub set up, so that's exactly what we're going to go for. This thing's at -4, so I kind of don't, even if he does stay in, I kind of don't think that, well, the Draco Meteor shouldn't do a lot of damage to us at -4 if he does stay in. So he actually does go for the switch. I was kind of thinking he would. And he's switching in, what's it going to be with? It's going to be with the Heat Ran. So that's actually kind of fine. He's going to come in with that, take some Stealth Rock damage, and we are going to get the substitute up with the Espathra. And that is absolutely huge for us that we get that free substitute up. And then we are going to take some, regain some HP with the leftovers. So he is also going to regain some HP with his leftovers. And here we are in this situation. We are also going to get a speed boost to increase our speed. So our next play is obvious here. Behind the substitute, we're going to go for a Calm Mind. There's no reason not to right now, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're going to go ahead and try to get some boosts going and see if Espathra can't pull this back for us. So we'll see what he wants to do in this situation. What is it going to be? He's going to stay in. We're going to go for the Calm Mind here. So we're going to get that +1 special attack and special defense, which is obviously going to be huge for us. And we'll see what the Heat Ran wants to do here. He's going to go for an Earth Power. Is it going to be enough to break the sub? That's the question. And it is not going to be enough to break the sub after the Calm Mind. So that is absolutely huge for us. So we get some HP back with the leftovers. He gets some HP back with the leftovers as well. And then we are going to get another speed boost to increase our speed. So that is absolutely massive for us. We're definitely going to go for the second Calm Mind here. There's absolutely no reason not to. He stays in. We go for the next Calm Mind here. That's going to go ahead and give us a +2 special attack and special defense, which is absolutely huge for us right now. The Heat Ran is going to go for the Earth Power again, obviously, which is obviously going to this turn break the substitute, but that is okay, as we are going to go ahead and regain some more HP with the leftovers, and then the Heat Ran also going to regain some more HP with the leftovers. So we're actually in a pretty good spot right now. We know exactly what we have to do with the Espathra. We have to play this game. We're going to go ahead and get the speed boost to raise our speed again, and now we're 100% going to substitute again, because we 100% know that no attack that this Heat Ran can go for is going to break our sub in one shot. So we put down the second substitute, as he is going to go for a Magma Storm, and he's actually going to miss. So that is very unfortunate for him. So we get another free substitute here with it, which is absolutely incredible for us. We get some HP back with the leftovers. He is also going to get some HP back with the leftovers. And then we are going to get another speed boost. So at this point, where is Espathra at this point? It is at +2 special attack, special defense, +4 speed. So we are 100% going to go for another Calm Mind here. We have no reason not to in this situation. So we're going to go ahead and get a third Calm Mind with the Espathra. That is going to go ahead and increase our special attack and special defense even farther, which is absolutely insane. He's going to hit the Magma Storm on us this turn, and at +3 special attack and special defense, I don't think that... Okay, it actually does break the substitute, so that's interesting. I kind of wasn't expecting that to break the substitute at +3 special attack, special defense, but it does. So We do get some HP back, both of us do, with the leftovers here. So we are also going to get another speed boost, which is great. So I feel like we definitely have to substitute again here. So that's exactly what we're going to do, as we're going to go ahead and substitute once again. That puts us down to about half. Substitute is in. He's going to go for the Magma Storm again. It does connect, and it actually does not break the substitute this time, so we might have actually taken damage from the sub the other turn that I forgot about. So that's pretty huge for us, as we're both going to get some HP back with the leftovers here, and then speed boost is going to go ahead and increase our speed once again. So I feel like at this point in time, we might actually... Where are we with the Espathra? We are at +3 special attack and defense, +6 speed. So I think we're at the point where a stored power actually does more damage. A resisted stored power actually does more damage than a Shadow Ball. So even so, I feel like we have to keep going. So we're going to Calm Mind again. So we're going to go for the 4th Calm Mind here. I hope we're not getting too greedy. And this is the point where if I would have done some more specific calcs, that would be more beneficial for us. But we have not. So we're going to get the 4th Calm Mind as he goes for the Earth Power this time around. And that is going to, I believe, break the sub, and indeed it does. So he's decided at this point that he doesn't want to miss the Magma Storms, which is definitely fair. So we get some more HP back with the leftovers, and he's also going to get some more HP back with the leftovers. So our goal here is essentially to hopefully knock this Heat Ran out with a substitute still in play. That's going to be our goal here for 100% certain. So we're going to go for the substitute again, guaranteed 100%. I feel like at +4, we're in a good enough position where we don't really have to worry too much. There's only one thing that we really have to worry about right now, and that's that Urshifu with the Surging Strikes. That is the one thing we have to be very afraid of at this point. So he's actually thinking this time, and he stays in. We go substitute. That knocks us below half here, as he is going to go for the Magma Storm. He does connect with it, unfortunately. And we are getting a little whittled on HP at this point. But at +4, that is not going to break the substitute for sure. And then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers, and we are maxed out on speed boosts, as he is going to get some HP back with the leftovers. He's almost back up to full. We've been playing this game for so long. But I think now we go on the offense at +4 with the stored power. So that is what we're going to do this turn. We go for the stored power. How much damage is it going to do at +4 to the Heat Ran? It does just go ahead and cleanly KO the Heat Ran, which is incredible. Heat Ran goes down, and he goes down to 5, as we do regain some HP with the leftovers once more. So, I think we're in a situation where it is all going to come down to whether or not we can survive a Surging Strikes from the Urshifu. That's really what this game is going to hinge on, although maybe not, because he's actually going to go ahead and come in with the Weevil here instead. So he comes in with the Weevil. He's going to get the pressure coming into play. He does not take Stealth Rock damage, so this thing is going to be heavy-duty boots as well, which is interesting. We know we're going to outspeed this thing, so we have no choice but to go for the Shadow Ball. Hopefully he's not packing Ice Shard. He is packing Ice Shard. He does connect with the Ice Shard, obviously. And that is going to go ahead and break our sub, which is really unfortunate. So, but there's not much we can do about that, as we do go for the Shadow Ball at +4. That's 100% going to KO the Weevil, no questions asked there from that range, and that knocks him down to 4. So Espathra absolutely getting us back in the game here, which is incredible. The only bad thing about this situation now is, as set up as we are, we can't outspeed a priority move. So he does have the Urshifu, it does have Surging Strikes, it is a priority move, and that is terrible. So he comes in with the Urshifu now. As much as I hate to do this, because I've never had an Espathra set up this well in my life, but as much as I hate to do this, Espathra has to switch out, because the Surging Strikes are 1000% coming at this point. We definitely cannot take a Surging Strikes, I know that for sure. Even at max HP, I don't believe we can take a Surging Strikes from this thing. not from this health. That's why I was really hoping we'd have the substitute up still. It's unfortunate he had the Ice Shard on the Weevil. So I feel like we switch to the Gastrodon here. And we definitely switch to the Gastrodon here because we don't want to lose Espathra for no reason. There's no way that we survive the Surging Strikes from that range because Espathra is very frail. So we come in with the Gastrodon. Indeed, he goes for the Aqua Jet. That's interesting. So he actually has Aqua Jet on deck, not Surging Strike. So that's interesting. But yeah, we are going to get a special attack increase off that, which is incredible. And yeah, now we get some HP back with the leftovers. I feel like we definitely go for the Earth Power in this situation. So that's what we're going to do. 100%. We're at +1 special attack on the Gastrodon, which is nice. This is a very seesaw, very close game right now. We're going to see what he wants to do here. I don't feel like he could stay in, but I don't feel like he does stay in. But we're going to find out what happens. We know he's not choicing anyway. So yeah, we're going to see how he wants to play this here. That's going to be the question, is how is he going to want to play this? How is he going to want to play this? And he's really thinking about it. And he stays in Swords Dances, so he is going to go ahead and try to set up to sweep us again. He gets the Swords Dance off. We make the right call and go for the Earth Power at +1 special attack. It is going to destroy that Urshifu and knock him down to 3. So that is absolutely incredible. Gastrodon coming in for us there and getting rid of that Urshifu, which is absolutely incredible as we do get some HP back with the leftovers once again. So he's got the Hippowdon, the Thundurus, and the Noivern left at this point. So he's going to go ahead now and switch in with the Hippowdon, which is an interesting choice. I'm not 100% sure why. He gets the Sandstream to activate the Sandstorm. I don't think there's any reason for us to switch out here with the Gastrodon at +1, so we just go for the Ice Beam here. We know he's going to outspeed us. He is going to go for the Earthquake, and it does knock us below half, which is solid damage. We go for the Ice Beam in return. At +1, it is not quite enough to get rid of that thing. It is not quite enough to get rid of that thing, which is really unfortunate. He barely survives that Ice Beam as we both get some HP back from the leftovers. So we are at a point with Gastrodon where I don't think we can take another Earthquake. However, we cannot afford to switch at this point because we cannot afford to switch. Because if we do switch and he slacks off, that is going to be absolutely devastating for us. So we have to, as much as I hate it, we have to just stay in an Ice Beam here. That's what we have to do, as he does just go for the Earthquake, unfortunately. And we actually can survive that Earthquake with 27 HP in the red. Gastrodon coming in for us. Clutch, taking down the Hippowdon with another Ice Beam and knocking him down to 2 as we get some HP back with the leftovers. So Gastrodon and Espathra absolutely putting in the work in this one. Getting us back in the game, clawing this game back for us. So at this point, he's got the Thundurus and he's got the Noivern. So he's going to switch in with the Noivern. The Noivern, does it? No, it does not go down to Stealth Rock. It's got like 1 HP left, so it doesn't go down to Stealth Rock. So I feel like at this point, the best thing we can do is go ahead and let the Gastrodon go down. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and click Ice Beam here. As he goes for the Draco Meteor, obviously he does not miss, and that takes out the Gastrodon and knocks us down to 3, but that is okay. That is okay. As the Noivern gets hit by the Sandstorm, it is going to take the Noivern out, and that is going to knock him down to just 1 Pokemon. So at this point, we have the Arcanine, the Espathra, and the Hawlucha, and he has the Thundurus. So it is 3-on-1 at this point. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do here, but I feel like we're going to come in... We're going to come in with the Hawlucha. We're going to come in with the Hawlucha at this point. So he's going to go ahead and come in with the Thundurus. It is on its last legs. I almost forgot it actually is on his last legs. So we're going to go ahead and come in with the Hawlucha here. And I'm not sure who's going to outspeed who here, but we're just going to go ahead and go for that Terra Blast Ghost here. He does actually outspeed us, go for the Volt Switch, and it knocks us down to about a third HP. We do survive, go for the Terra Blast Ghost in return, and that is going to be enough to go ahead and finish that Thundurus off. And that is game. All right. So we are going to win that one 3-0 against Viradu, but that was an insane battle. Very intense, very high-octane game, very close, very competitive. Just an absolutely incredible game all around here. And we're going to go ahead and quit. So, that was intense. I need a second, because that was intense. But with this, the Philadelphia Pidgeys are going to advance to a 1-0 record here, as this video is the longest battle video that I've ever recorded, I just noticed. Well over 40 minutes. But yeah, so we're going to cut this off. And as I had mentioned in the last episode of the Captain's Table, what I am going to be doing this season is I'm going to be doing a post-match analysis for this week, as well as a little bit of a preview for the next week in my next video. So I'm going to do all that where I can kind of go over this battle a little more and kind of just give it a little time to digest, and then come back and talk about it a little more after that. But man, what an intense battle. Very happy to get the win there. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and talk about it more in the next one. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.